Hello and welcome to Open Office Hours. Today is December 4th. I'm super excited because it's our holiday soiree this evening. If you're in the Portland area and you haven't heard or haven't seen our announcements, there's still time to RSVP, and to tell you the truth, you don't even have to RSVP. You can just show up because it's at a retail space. We have partnered with Seems to Fit Boutique and Seems to Fit Interiors, which is a 10,000 square foot retail space here in Portland in the northwest side of town. And it's a gorgeous store, and super excited to be partnering with them for the event tonight. So this is our holiday soiree. So today I'm going to keep this a little bit short because I need to pick up cupcakes, pick up some ice. We have to set up the shop. Um, the event is going to be featuring local designers and businesses, and that's what Inside Fashion Design is all for and all about, is to bring awareness and provide some exposure for local businesses. I shouldn't say just local, but tonight's event obviously is local. We do have one Seattle brand coming down, driving down for the event, but we do events here and in New York City, and we're adding in 2026, we're going to be adding a couple cities. So if you're interested in learning more and how you can participate and or be featured as a designer or small business, please let me know. So we are here to support designers and give you the voice and some exposure in the platform to share your brand story and whatnot. So I'm rambling on about that. So open office hours is every Thursday from 10 to 11 Pacific time. And I know that's hard for people maybe on the East Coast because it's early afternoon, past your lunch break, perhaps. If you are interested in open office hours and coming in to chat, and the time is a challenge for you, just message me. Maybe we can arrange a private chat or a Zoom, or we could consider some other time slots that are more workable for you, for the members, you to attend. And open office hours, the intention is to be a combination of, think of it like a mastermind group, a mentoring session, a community support space. You can share a project you're working on. You can ask questions about a design business or processes. We have several members in the platform that are very highly experienced, many, many years under their belt, and they can be messaged if you have good news and you're launching a line or you got a job or anything like that. You can share on this platform so we can cheer you on and give you the think of us as your foundation background support. We're in the background to help you get to where you're trying to go. If you have a challenge and you're struggling, this is also a space where you can pop in or send a message and just say, "Hey, I really need a new job because I'm just miserable," or whatever it may be. And there's people here that can hopefully, respond to you, help you, and you can message people directly, just like on LinkedIn. So think of this as a boutique LinkedIn specific to conscious fashion. And you don't need to be currently a fully sustainable brand, because I know that's a challenge to get there and to implement sustainability processes within your goal. But don't feel like you can't join or you can't participate because you're not sustainable. This space is for everyone, and we're here to support trying to get best practices and striving to achieve those positive impact steps within your brand. Maybe you don't have your own brand and you're an industry pro, you're a salesperson, or you're a planner, or a buyer, or a technical designer. This is still a space for you where you can come in and just network and chat and share your work. Other people like to hear what your role is. We have some younger members, student members, who may be trying to figure out what kind of career path. So if you're a product developer or a sourcing specialist even, and you want to share your story and give some insight into what your role is like within that position for the students and the younger members who are still trying to figure out their path. So, with that said, I will throw in this. We will be starting. I had done this in the past, but it's been a while. I got off the routine of community conversations where an industry pro or an industry, maybe I shouldn't use the word pro. You don't have to be a pro. You're an industry, apparel industry professional. And that doesn't mean you need years under your belt. It's whatever stage of your career journey you're in. We can feature you. We can do a live or recorded community conversation chat, which again is a space to just pick your brain. Uh, from See what's happening in from your point of view in the role that you're in or the stage of your design career that you're in, and consider it a featured spotlight, an industry spotlight. And we want to uh, share those as well and give you the opportunity to shine. So if you're interested in being featured, and no pressure, like you have to have a presentation, PowerPoint slides, none of that. Can literally be us chatting. And it's like a coffee chat to share, to introduce you. And so it's casual. So don't think you have it's not a presentation. It's not anything like that. So if you're interested in being highlighted just for a coffee chat, community conversation, reach out to me for that as well. And um, what I wanted to do today, hopefully this is working. Well, two things on my agenda for today's open office hours is number one, we had our 12-step fashion design master class started the last week of November. I believe it was November 20th with Yay. And she is an expert in design and business and all kinds of things. She's had her experience in many aspects of the design industry and processes. So she has a proven track record of building product that sells and generating sales and most efficient way to monetize your business. So we have 12 sessions with Yay. We started the first one in November, sorry, in November. So if you missed it, you are not behind. And these are recorded and available on demand. So if you can't make the live session, there's recordings that you can get and watch at your own convenience. So the course takes place one time a month. So I know this sounds like forever, but you know how fast time goes. And this is a foundation course to set up a business for your brand. It's not fast fashion. It's not a quick fix. It's not a 6 week from, start to launch kind of course. This is a very methodical, comprehensive course where each month we're focusing on one specific phase of setting up your fashion brand, and there's homework in between. So if you're really serious and really wanting to see how to build this foundation and then how you work through the process, it could be for launching a brand or even just a new product. So if you already have a brand, you're already you're working in the industry and you're not necessarily launching your own brand, that's okay. It's still a good course to understand all of the steps. And Yay really explains what to do and what not to do so that you're not wasting time, you're not wasting money. So even though it's a year-long process, one time a month, sounds like forever, but this will build you a solid foundation. And I personally wish I had this opportunity and this knowledge from Yay before I launched into many of my my entrepreneurial whims, businesses that I've done in the past, because she is so methodical in breaking down the steps of what you need to consider that the chances of success are just that much greater. So you're welcome to join us. The course is for student and pro paying members. And we did offer a half price to become a beta tester. So if you're interested in participating, you can reach out to me if you have questions or you can sign up through the platform. And once you sign up, you will get access to the Zoom link for the live session. And then shortly after, when the recording is available, you can access that as well. So it's not expensive. This is a great way to get some knowledge about, and you know what? This would be great even if you're a student or, yeah, you're working on your degree in design or whatever stage you're at. This is a great course to gain the knowledge of what takes place from idea to market, like all of the phases in between. So I highly encourage you to check it out. This 12 steps are listed on the platform, so you can get a glance of what each month will focus on. So please consider that. And again, if you have a question, just you could shoot me a direct message through here or my LinkedIn, or if you have our email, my email, design@insidefashiondesign.net, goes to me directly. I read every single email and answer as many questions. I will answer all the questions that I get. So that is the one of the things I wanted to share with you today. The other one is to welcome to new members. We've had a handful of new members sign up in the last couple weeks. So welcome to you. And I wanted to take this opportunity to walk through the platform. So I am going to attempt to share my screen and think I have two monitors, so give me a moment. I have to move from one one screen to the next screen. I have to drag this over. Where's my mouse? Can't even find my mouse. Here we go. So you are screen sharing, and hopefully this is what you see. So in the platform, if you're new or you haven't quite navigated through all of this yet, is on the left-hand menu bar when you're in the platform, which is where you should be watching this right now. On the left-hand side is the menu. And what I see is slightly different than what you see because I'm going in as an admin, um, where I have access to edit and all those things. So it might be slightly different of what you're looking at. But on the left-hand side is the menu bar. And there's a good place to start because you do need to figure out how to navigate just a little bit. So you need to spend some time poking around in there. So the first one you should see at the top is Discovery. Mine is showing, if you're looking at my screen, mine says Chat with Co-host. That's for me as an admin where I can chat with the Mighty Network team, which is what this platform is built on. I love Mighty Network. It's a great platform for doing community building and all kinds of features and they have great customer support and whatnot. So that's what this is through. And Discovery, when you go to that first menu item at the top, there's a welcome checklist. And actually, I want to go back here. So the welcome checklist, you will see featured and then some tasks. So for example, the first one on the left is online learning open office hours, which is where we are right now. So that's that. But then if you go to the next one here in this magenta color, it's your community quick start guide, and it says new members start here. So this is a great space. If you just signed up, you created a profile, you may or may not have written your what you do or your photo. I would love to have you guys do that because that's kind of like your bio. Again, going back to a LinkedIn boutique LinkedIn idea, where you can create your profile and people will find you and connect with you and vice versa. So if you're new and you haven't put up a photo and put a bio little info about yourself, please do that because that's how we can find each other. And anyway, so your community quick start guide is this right here. And welcome to IFD Connect. And it will tell you how to do things. So here it's like add posts, articles, polls, photos and questions. So just again, like LinkedIn, you can post anything. You could also think of it as a social media platform because you could post just an image like Instagram if you're working on a dress, if you're sketching, you have a new sketch, or you found some AI tool and you want to send a screenshot of it because you loved it and had great results or whatever, you can post that here, add posts, articles. Again, you could post your own article, you could pose a question. So that's that. And this is just a kind of a guideline on things that you can do and should do to start within this platform. So that was the first step. Then navigating the community. This one has a video which is done by Mighty Networks, and it tells you, I'll just go ahead and play it
Community
because
built on Mighty Networks. I'm going to give you a quick overview of a generic Mighty Network. So let's start with logging in. You might see a screen that looks like this where you can join and explore your community. If you click on join, then you will have the option to create a new account. And now you'll see the home screen of your community. To make sure you can access your community quickly and easily, it's always a good idea to add it to the bookmarks of whichever browser you're using. What you'll see in the main window of your community is the activity feed. Everything that you join within your community will be in the activity feed. And this includes topics, groups, events, and courses. Tags underneath everything in the activity feed will let you know why you're seeing those specific items. And because this entire space is for you, you can really feel comfortable commenting and posting if your community is set up for that. You might see polls or questions that your host has asked, and an easy way to start participating is to answer one of these questions because you add a ton of value to your community when you participate. So now let's talk about the upper right navigation. This is where you can set up your profile, which is something you want to do right away because it makes it easier to connect with other members. Clicking on the member icon and then going to personal settings will let you adjust everything, including notifications. Notifications help make sure you never miss anything in your community, but of course, you can adjust everything to suit your preferences. And speaking of notifications, the bell icon will notify you of activity on anything that you've interacted with. Let's move over to the other side of our community and talk about everything that's in the left navigation menu. Click Discovery to see what your host is featuring, and this can include posts, events, courses, and more. Members is where you can see and connect with other members of your community. And while we're talking about members, if you click on your profile and then select See All Activity, you'll see everything that you've interacted with within your community. And back to the navigation, About is where you can learn more about your community. You might see a description, who the hosts are, members, and some welcome info. If we go into the About section and scroll down, you'll see that there's a spot for your phone number. Be sure to enter your phone number here so that you receive a text with a link to download the Mighty Networks app. I'll talk more about this at the end of the video. Invite makes it super easy for you to invite friends and other people who you think would be interested in the community. The Topics tab takes you to all of the topics that your host has created. You can think of topics kind of like a hashtag, so be sure to follow whatever interests you and then they'll show up in your activity feed. Depending on your community settings, you might see an Events tab, which will have info about every upcoming event. You might also see Groups. This is where you can find all of the groups that are available to join. And if you're part of a community that offers courses, the Courses tab is where you will find all of that information. And your community's host may call groups and courses other things like workshops or circles. So if you see other terms in this location, that's what they are. Earlier, I mentioned that you can go into the About section and enter your phone number. This is the easiest way to download the Mighty Networks app. Otherwise, you can download it through the App Store. And once downloaded, you just search for the name of your community within the app. And that should be just about everything you need to get started. We hope you enjoy your community and always remember to reach out to your hosts if you have any questions.
so that gives you a good idea of what you can do on this platform. So, and if you have questions or challenges, you can't figure something out, again, message me. So then the next one is About Us, which talks about IFD Connect community, just kind of an overview. And then questions, you can DM me anytime. So that is on the quick start guide. Once you do that, I mean, that's always great to go through so you get familiarized with what's on here. So then again, there's Start Here. I have this where Events Gallery, a welcome, and the community feeds. So the Events Gallery is basically, again, could be like an Instagram kind of reference where we post images and fun photos and posts from our events that we host. And so you can go in and you can see there's a main page and then there's a feed. So this is good to point out too. If at the top of the page under Events Gallery title, you'll see page, which is consider that like the landing page, and then there's a feed. The feed is where all the things pop up So we've got a video here from our last event, our spring soiree. So those are fun to look at. The welcome section is me just welcoming you, which you kind of went through in the new members start here. Then we go into the community feed. This is the main feed where anything can be posted. You can share things here. So this one has a little more detail to it. There's the main page, then there's the feed. Think of that like Instagram, just things that are posted. Discovery is where you can get an overview of things that were featured, top posts, and upcoming events. Events, this is showing the next event, which is right now. Today, we'll be starting that. So that's the community feed. Underneath community feed is online learning. So this is where you go to find, and actually you can do this if you click on the little arrow, it gives you the drop-down menu. And these are the courses that are published. Now, if you are a free member, you will not see all of the courses. You will see the courses that are available to you as a free member. If you're a student member, you will see all the courses available to you as a monthly student paying member. Same with pro. And I'll say student and pro members get the same access. The only difference between student and pro is if you're a student, it's less expensive each month. And if you're a working pro, the price is a little bit more because you're not a student. And so you will see a listing of all the courses that are available to you. And there are several free ones in here, and I always make sure there's, as best I can to update with new ones. And it may be a Zoom recording from a community conversation I've had with an industry pro, or an intro session on a topic. But what mine is showing right now is the Conscious Fashion Design playbook. So this one is the free. It's the mini playbook, which includes actionable steps. And you'll see again here at the top of the page, we've got the main page, we've got the mini course. And so in here are all of the phases. And this is different from what Ye is teaching. Ye's course really is a deep dive into business fundamentals and so much more to think about if you're establishing a brand. This one is a mini version where it is including like the business plan and some of those things, but it's more of a high level overview and not a deep dive. So these are great. This is based on a workbook that is a freebie. And there's a workbook that goes with it. And there's videos, so you can, and it's me talking, and I talk through each of these phases. So that one is totally free. I would love your feedback on it if you go through it. The videos are maybe just 30 minutes or so. It's not a full hour, I don't believe. So it's quicker and you can binge watch them if you want to go through the whole thing. So that's the Conscious Fashion Design mini course. Then the next one over here is Essential Must-Have Principles to Achieve Conscious Fashion Design. This is one of my favorites with Ian Peterman. And again, you'll see the event. The lesson has an overview. It has a link to a workbook. If you go in there, you can download or go to the link and you will get led to the workbook, which is fantastic. The full slide presentation is in here so you can follow along, and there's the video recording. So there's some great free things in here. You certainly don't have to be a paying member to gain access and value from this platform. The next one under online learning is fashion brand. Oh, this is the masterclass. And with Yay. So this is the one, it's showing up on my menu bar because I'm the admin. It may not show up for you. If you want to take this course, you have to RSVP and somewhat sign up for it, and then you will get a link that will give you access. So from my end, this is what it looks like. There's the home page, which is a welcome and informational. It does list all of the 12 steps and every month where it takes place, so you can see what will be coming up throughout the year. The feed is more of the feed is like the announcements. It's like an Instagram page where things get posted and shared. The master class tab has the date and every single session. So if you do RSVP, you will have access to this and you'll go in here. Our next one is December 18th. I have RSVP'd, so it says I'm going. And when the time comes, it will go live on this Zoom meeting link right here. So that one is that. And then I'm showing up on my left-hand bar, another class, Welcome to Understanding the Fashion Industry and Its Impact. This one again is a paid course, so it probably doesn't show up for you. There will be more constantly added here. Whatever our newest, latest freebie is will be listed here, whatever our new launch of a specific course. Um, that won't show up on your feed unless you RSVP. So that's that. That is the online learning section. Then there's community groups. I wanted to talk through this briefly because community groups is what's available. It should be showing more than just students. I don't know why it's any group that we have formed will be in here. So there's a student group, an educator group, ethical maker group. When I started this platform a couple years ago, I created a Nike group. If you're a current or former Nike employee, I created that group. Let me just see what's in here. It's been a long time. Discovery and members. So there are members. See, they don't have their photos on here, but there's top members who are former or current Nike folks. And along the way, more groups will be added for specific work or specific group that you belong to. Topics. These are all the topics that are available on this platform. So again, depending on your membership and what you have access to is what you will see in the menu bar on the left. A ton of these are free, so you should be seeing quite a few. And I'm pretty sure color is for everyone. So I'm just going to show you the color page. So this is the color page. So you have your main page, which is like the landing page, the feed, which is like an Instagram feed. Posting, I've been posting like mood boards, emotion of color, color wheels. I did a color story on one of our interns. So this is the feed. And as a member, you have the capability to add your own post on any of these that you have access to. So just like LinkedIn, if you want to talk about color or you're a colorist and you want to share something, you can see right here, share a post. So if I do that, again, just like LinkedIn, you can add a photo, you can add a video, you can add a file, you can make it an article, whatever you want to share. Whenever it says share a post, just like LinkedIn, on your profile on the top, there's share a post, and we would love to have more people participating in certain topics and sharing a post. I guess one difference to point out between this and LinkedIn is we have categories of topics. So like I was saying, this is a color category. So if you have something to talk about in color, this is where you put it. If you just have a general article or announcement, you can put that on the community feed. That's really a catch-all for anything we want that needs to be shared. If you have something specific didn't go back to color, but now I'm looking at circularity. You could post a comment, a question. So here is where we provide information about circularity. And the feed on this one is several articles, well, a handful of articles that are educational or informational about circularity. So that's great to check out. Events, if there are a specific event on circularity, that would be posted here. And members, you can see a lot of members have joined this category because we're all interested in circularity. So that's fantastic. And the chat, nobody's chatted amongst each other in this space, but that's an option. And then you can see in there highlighted hashtags, conscious design, if there is an event that will show up there. So I won't not going to go through all of these topics, but just to point out, city by city is one that I was working towards sharing little boutiques, emerging designers. Um, it's when I travel. Well, here, I'll just show you really quick. I don't want to go through all of these, but I was really excited about this one because I travel and I always like to explore and take photos of cute little shops or product or what have you, things I find. So it's the city by city page is favorite finds. And then the city, I haven't added much in here yet, but it's something that will keep evolving over time. Listing of city. Yeah. Um, so it's just kind of the info page. I had started one on Arizona and I had started one on Minneapolis because I'm originally from Minnesota. So I go back quite often. I'm always looking for a place, new shops and whatnot. So I started posting those here. So that to me is really fun because if I'm envisioning it like one day you're traveling and you're going to some city you've never been to and you just want to see what some fun, hopefully sustainable, conscious boutiques and small businesses are in the area. That would be a great reference. So, oh, I'm going to really talk about this one and then I'll just briefly go over some other things. The design toolkit. This one is where all of the design tools that could help you if you are an apparel designer or a technical designer. There's files and templates and I think videos in here, which are tools that you can use in your design work. This is the landing page, and these are a list of some of the things that are in there. So the feed, I don't really generally use a feed on this one. I guess if I had something updated, maybe. But tools, go to the tools. We have Engine 9, which is a tech design tool. It's a platform like a PLM platform or yeah, a PLM platform that you can use design principles. Female croquis, if you want to print this out or use it in Illustrator, that is available to you. I have two female croquis in here. I've got a style brief template, and these are downloadable. A line plan template with an example. Here's an example, and then here's the template, which you can download. Style concept template is that one. Tech pack template. And this is a full tech pack with all of these tabs. So this is a great tool if you are using Excel spreadsheets or numbers. This is a template for you. If you want to do something online, have an online tool, that would be the Engine tech design tool. And that one does require setting up some things. We do have a tutorial on that now that I think about it. Um, Customer profile persona. These are templates you can use to fill out. Stitch library. This one's fantastic if you are drawing in Illustrator and you need different stitching to add to your stitch library in Illustrator. Fantastic tool for you. Writing a design brief. This one is an article on how to write a powerful design brief in 9 easy steps. And then that was that for that one. Mood board template. Um, Access a template here, make a copy to edit. So there's a link there. And of course, Canva. I'm a big fan of Canva. And this leads to Canva. And of course, there's many options for creating a mood board, but I wanted to have one in there as an example of just to give you like a little overview of what that could look like. Okay, so that's design tools. All of these things are continually evolving and being updated. So you want to check into the community, watch what's happening. If you're looking for a tool, a template, some support of some kind, again, you could shoot a note, you could post it as an announcement or a question directly to myself or another team member. So we can keep adding in tools that you need. We'll be working on some AI tools that are coming up as those are obviously getting more and more important. So we'll be adding in some Info. There's a topic of ethical fashion brands. We have a brand listing. So if you are a brand, we have Corey Fay in here, who is Daniela Kane, one of our members, and she's on the advisory board here at Inside Fashion Design. There's fashion education, which um, we share our coaches, and we call them coaches and mentors. Um, this is an intro video of the Conscious Fashion Design Academy and some of the courses and some of the coaches that are teaching. And so that's very informational if you want to learn more about our online courses. Fibers and fabrics, there's so much here. Feed, there's different fabric listing in here. I talk about maybe trends, how textiles are made. Um, that one is still growing, but not a ton in that one. Fashion technology, this is where the AI would go. Nothing in there yet because it's brand new. Job board, this is one I'd like to really emphasize too, is if you are looking for a job or you're looking for an intern or you are an intern looking for a job, this can all be posted here. This is the job board feed. When I see something announced or if someone comes up to me and says, do you know anyone that can do outerwear? I will post that here. We do have one. This one's been a while. We haven't been too active on this. This is one of the tabs and one of the categories. I want to get more active and get more people posting. But there is one posted. This one was seeking an experienced costume designer for a future film feature. And she even put the job description and how to apply. So that is fantastic. So that's something that we're building and expanding on. I'm gonna skip through some of these. You can look through all of these, click on each one to see what it was. Mindset, if you're new here, mindset is very important to me and other members because the fashion industry can be brutal sometimes and toxic in many ways, and mental health is something we really want to make sure we support and cover topics and prioritize that in our work. Small Business Hub, this one probably will show up mostly for the student and pro level. There's tools in there, sustainability topic. Um, so as you can see, there's lots and lots of info in here. Member brands. This is where we feature our members who have their own brands. And I mentioned Corey Fay. This is a Corey Fay design. And then member brands. These are members on the platform who also have brands. So if you want to support and learn more about the members that are already in here and have doing their own brands, um, that's where they will be listed. So there's also a video vault, community conversations vault, resources vault. So as you can see, there's a ton in here. And think of the topics in the left menu bar as, well, they're different categories, but they're kind of like different books. What do you want to read? What do you want to learn? Go to that specific book, and that's where it'll be the information. It's, yeah, old school way, like when we were a kid and we had to go to a library to look in the encyclopedia or dictionary, go into that book, that tab, and that's where all the information for that topic will be. So once you poke around in there, I think you'll figure it out and you'll be able to see what you can post and what you can access based on um, your membership level. If there's something you're looking for, a tool or information, I can add stuff in. This is a constantly growing, evolving platform. So don't hesitate to share a comment, a suggestion, something you're looking for, a new AI tool that you found and love. We want to add those in. So we're working on this together. I want you to be a part of this and really think of it as a community. And it's small enough where I feel like it can feel intimate and more personal. And although we're growing and I want to continue to grow this platform and make it global, we do have some global members. Um, it still has that intimate vibe. And we want to maintain that and make that's kind of special to me, where we can really be an ecosystem to support each other. So consider all of these things. If you have questions on any of the things I went through, certainly reach out, message me. And I appreciate you being here and listening to to me babble on and on, but hopefully this is helpful. And my intention for open office hours is to really get a handful of people in the room, and we can discuss your work in a casual, supportive space where we can connect, consider it your coffee break. And we will, in January, I'm planning to have topics of discussion for the open office hours um, that will guide us. It certainly doesn't have to be set in stone. If things come up and conversation comes up that we want to chat about and we have more to say, we will do that. But to have a little bit of a structure, um, I'll start in January having a topic for each community conversation. And then also, like I mentioned earlier in this session, is that if you want to be featured as a featured industry professional, uh, we can arrange that, and that can be what we do in the community convert in the sorry in the what am I, open office hours as well. Okay, I hope you got all of that, and I hope that makes sense, and I hope you're as excited as I am about building this community. So welcome and thank you. I appreciate you, and let's do this together. Let's continue to build upon the foundation that we have and become an ecosystem for each other. And I personally, I've been in the industry for many, many years and have been in very toxic environments and very mentally stressful situations working, for different types of businesses and corporate and mass market. And of course, we all have challenges within every industry. My expertise and my experience is 30 years working in the garment industry, both in New York and West Coast. So I feel like I've experienced a ton of different situations. Of course, not everything, and I'm still growing and learning every day like you. But I have the years under my belt that I can share the wisdom or best advice, or at least being a sounding board for you, um, to help you get through the tough times, and we can inspire each other. And so that is why we're here. That makes me very happy when I can provide this space for you. So again, I appreciate you. Love that you're here. Love that you're watching if you made it to the end. And be well. Tonight, like I mentioned, is our holiday soiree. So if I haven't met you if I have not met you yet and you're going, please come introduce yourself, because I want to know your face. And I want to know the person behind the face and the name. So I will see you there. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Have a great week, and see you on the next one.